Yeah, looks like they back for a fifth season, man.
Who that?
Sports Roundtable.
Who?
SRT Crew.
Whoa.
SRT. They got that realness flowing in their DNA. Damn you lame if you ain't tuned to SRT today. HO got that payload when he say so. What you betting on? Don't get mad at me on fantasy. Break up Kyrie LeBron. I be smooth as sports superhero Hancock in the mix. Deal with roll tide forever. Real talk, you know who he gon' pick. See where I be with SRT. Behind the glass, that G-Money. They with us strong. I never lose. 6 man a lead. That's J Smooth.
All you other sports radio shows is fake news. Believe it. Turn up your radios, cause it's time for SRT Radio. Yeah.
What up? It's the Sports Roundtable, and we're live from our virtual studios overlooking the great state of Georgia. I'm your humble host, H.O. from Bankhead, and I got my main man, the sports superhero, Mr. Hancock. What's going on, Han?
What's good, big homie? What's happening with you, man?
Man, we got a lot to talk about, a lot to cover, and it is that time. I named this Dallas Down 2-0 on YouTube, what they go do. And me and you have been talking, and it's like, bro, ain't nothing they can do right now. Their only hope is that Boston have a bad game.
Yeah, they got a little red light with Porzingis, maybe a little iffy. Maybe I don't. Yeah, what's the status? I don't think he's gonna play it. I know I wouldn't.
They said probable, but I mean, would you want to risk his future?
No, not being up 2-0. You're up 2-0.
Not being up 2-0, right?
Yeah,
right.
You playing with house money. It's time to see what else happens. So yeah, if it were me, I would definitely not play him. Worst it could be, you still go into game 4, 2-1, possibly 3-0. So, like I said, worst you can go in is 2-1. You're still ahead. There's no question. I would say, no question.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, bro. Let me pull up my notes. Can you believe, Han, that this is episode 375?
Is that right? That's quite a few episodes, big homie. Quite a few.
Yeah, we here. Yeah. That's a whole lot of shows, ain't it, bro?
It is. Yeah, we got to know each other a little bit doing these over the years. A little bit more. I don't even know how you can know us more than we know each other already. But I think we've been doing this so long.
Yeah,
man,
I know, right?
Real. The vibe is real.
The vibe is showing up real. So we got a whole lot to talk about. Yes, sir. All right, man. Before we get started, I got 2 announcements. First of all, R.I.P. to the great Jerry West.
Logo.
Yeah, the logo. And I got to give a birthday shout out to R.I.P. My pop's birthday will be tomorrow.
Shout out. That's what's up.
R.I.P. Happy heavenly birthday. Already shouting it out for tomorrow. Already. So R.I.P. that. So before we even get into this hot news, Han, let's go over this Jerry West thing. Give me your fondest memory of Jerry West, or your biggest moment, most memorable moment from Jerry West, if you have one.
Yeah, as far as his playing days, him being a Laker, he was a little ahead of my time, to be honest with you. So I don't really recall him being the factor that he truly was as an NBA player. Mostly of the things I know of him as, being accomplished was him being the GM for the Lakers, during the glory years of Magic, and actually, throughout the Shaquille and Kobe years. So, and then him having success in Memphis, when they, started up, and him being that GM, actually going to Golden State and working. So it's more of a front office guy is where I know him more famously. There's the lore of the Hick from French Lick. They say he's one of the greatest shooters, in the NBA history, really. But, I've seen some clips and plays. There's this, historic shot where he sent a game into overtime, I think with a 60-foot three or something like that from half court or something like that against Celtics. But all his accolades and all his acclaim, the one knock he had was he only had one championship. But in this day and time, not to bring up any bad memories, I'm not bringing. I'm just kind of going through the things that I know him for. But being best, being known, I guess, as the logo of the NBA. And there have been years where people have talked about that needs to change, and maybe it needs to move to a more Jordan-esque type logo, since he's been the more dominant, most revered player that we've seen in the NBA. I think he surpassed all the names of yesteryear. To me, I think Jordan's name reigns supreme. So I don't know if that'll ever come to pass. I just think it's so iconic, that logo and his silhouette. They're just synonymous with NBA. So I don't think that's going to happen. Honestly, I just don't think it's going to happen. And I'm not really mad at it if it doesn't happen. I mean, it's
right.
It's what we know. We see certain things. The shield of the NFL, the logo of Jerry West. We know exactly what those represent. So I just, at this time and this far along, I just don't see it being something that needs to be bothered with. So shout out, heads up to his family. Great basketball player, great basketball man, Jerry West. So R.I.P.
My question is, should we leave it as it is in honor of Jerry West now, since he has passed, and with the logo there, the NBA has grown tremendously.
Yeah,
since the logo has been there. So I would think that it would be an honor to leave it the way it is, because the logo has been what it is, and basketball has been what it has been to a whole lot of people.
Yeah, I don't think it even deserves to be even questioned right now, especially with him passing away. I think it would be a disservice to take it down now. It probably would have been a disservice to do it while he was living, but definitely now. Right. I just don't think that that's something we should even worry about or even bother. If you want to do something else, I don't know, put a jump man in the basketball or something or whatever, I'm cool with that. But I think we need to leave that logo alone.
Leave the logo alone.
Yeah.
Is he the greatest GM ever, or just in our era?
Well, he kind of spanned a couple of eras when you look at how long he did it for the Lakers. He was the guy that was there in the resurgence of NBA basketball, the Magic and the Bird thing. So that's why he's so iconic. He's gonna always have a rival with the Celtic GM, with Red Auerbach. It was a different day and time, but Auerbach built all those teams during that time, and won 11 championships or whatever. So it's going to be hard to I guess distinguish which one is the greater, because it was a different era of basketball when Auerbach was running things. But I don't think that I don't see why it shouldn't be a debate, or you just go ahead and say West is the best. Things changed, and he changed with the times, and wherever he was, it was successful. So you can't argue with it. I don't think it's an argument against him not being. So yeah, you could put his name up there for sure.
Well, Han, let me say this. Let me give the flowers to the Jerry West family, and the RIP to Jerry West. But the most memorable moment for me is the trade for the great Kobe Bean Bryant. I mean, let's be real. If he's not the greatest GM, Han, he has the greatest eye for talent that I've ever seen. And I think people forget the influence that he's had on several franchises. We talking about the Lakers, we talking about the Clippers, we even talk about Golden State, and we talk about Memphis. So, hey, we can run down the list of franchises that he has influenced, and it would be hard pressed for me to say that he is maybe not the greatest GM that we've ever seen. Period. Point blank.
Yeah, the only knock you're going to get on him is that in winning time spoke on this, is that he didn't want Magic. That was the thing. So yeah, the Kobe Bryant part, no argument at all. But he learned quickly. Yeah, he was steadfast against the change of the NBA. It was still a big man's game. and he already had his big man, so he wanted someone, a small guard, to run his offense. He didn't think that a big guard could do the things the way they needed to be done. So he kind of stumbled into the Magic thing. He was kind of forced into that by Jerry Buss. But other than that, I have no qualms with what you said at all. He does have a great eye for talent. You know, there have been a story told that he didn't even let Kobe finish the workout. You know, he saw what he saw and said, "Okay, you go sit down, get out of the way, stay out of eyesight and whatever, because we're gonna make this trade to get you here." So, yeah, I mean, he was ahead of his time on that. Think about it. He traded what, Vlade
and Eddie Jones.
Yeah, to get a Kobe. No, Eddie Jones was still there because, you know, he played with Kobe that year. Kobe was on the bench.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It was Vlade in a pick.
Yeah,
but
so
Eddie was gone soon after.
Yeah. Well, they knew the talent. They had to make way. Van X and all of them had to sit down. Y'all had to either get up out of here or sit down because it's a new sheriff in town.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of spend a little time on the great Jerry West, and plus, I wanted to give you an opportunity because it's your team, you're a Laker fan, one of the biggest Laker fans that I've known. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to shed light and to shed, you know, it's our show, it's a people show, it's our show. So sometimes we may get dinged for talking about our teams too much, but sometimes it's worth talking about. So, and I think this is one of those ones.
Yeah, no doubt. R.I.P. Jerry West.
There it is. All right, so we're moving on to our hot news, sponsored by the great Big Easy Grill. I just had a loyal listener shout out to me the other day and said her and her mom went over to the Big Easy Grill and they had so much fun. So surprisingly enough, she told me one time that it wasn't as consistent as it had been. I've never run into that, and I'm pretty sure you haven't run into that either.
No, times I've been there and hadn't been, disappointed at all.
Yeah. So, but she said that she got some kind of queso, alligator queso or something, and there wasn't enough alligator in there. It was a little specks or whatever. She said she told them folks or whatever. Said she was with the SRT crew, and boom. She said they went in there and fixed it and made it right. It was so much alligator in there. She said, boy, she said she had to use a spoon to get it up out of there, man. So shout out to Big Easy, man. Big Easy Grill, 1193 Collier Road, Atlanta, Georgia. Go on over to the Big Easy Grill and let them know SRT Sports Roundtable sent you. Get a 10% discount. Any meal is $25 or more. All right, so that was that. And Cuz is in the building. What's up? What up, Marty? I'm glad you was able to make it tonight. All right, and the first thing we're going to talk about, last week we talked about the WNBA, and we led off the show with that, and we're going to continue to lead off again this week. Caitlin Clark is not left off the Olympic team. And people done went bonkers about this. I mean, absolutely bonkers. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll take it, big homie. This may be the, I guess, most polarizing athlete, and this is recency bias, but boy, I mean, either you on one side or the other with this young lady. And the scrutiny and acclaim and fame and whatever titles and whatever you want to give her, they come a mile a minute. You mentioned her name, and it is a story for days. They had to have segments that run over. I don't even think the programming director even has. He just put Caitlin Clark. She's rivaling the Cowboys right now for more clicks. And this particular one, I think that the women's Olympic Committee made a grave mistake. I think they erred on this. I think I understand that they tried to spin it, talking about the experience factor that she doesn't have. But they made it seem like she can't walk and chew gum, or she was been running the team for the last 4 years, and now she's in the WNBA. She's averaging 17 points, averaging about 6.5 assists, a few rebounds. So She's leading rookies in a lot of categories. Her stats are better than the GOAT Diana Taurasi. So, I mean, the teams that they're going to play are not going to be on their level. So to come out and keep saying, you know, that they're worried about the fans being disappointed that she's not getting playing time. Well, why wouldn't she get playing time if the USA is up 20 points, 15 points? It makes no sense. These are just spin tactics that they came with, trying to support, you know, their reasoning for not putting her on the team. I don't know the real reason that they didn't put her on it. I just think it was a mistake, especially when you're trying to grow the game. And the thing that was said was, well, there are going to be millions of viewers or her fans that will be disappointed that she's not getting in the game. And I don't know who retorted this, but they were like, well, there are going to be millions of fans that's not watching because she's not there. So what's the drawback? It didn't make sense to me. She should have been on the team. We've seen this happen where rookies have come in on the WNBA side, on the NBA side, and made these Olympic teams. You know, there are countless players that they've gone down with. Taurasi, with Stewie, with Candace Parker. All these people have been on the Olympic team as rookies. So it's not like it's unprecedented. You know, and then if you want to go back to the Dream Team, Magic wasn't even in the NBA when he was on the Dream Team. Larry Bird was on his last leg. You know, and it's just they're talking and speaking out of both sides of their mouth. You know, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know the real reason she was left off. I think it's a lot of animosity for her being given so much. But hey, man, she's done those things. I just think it's bad. I think it's a bad look. I think they could have grown the sport even more and got more attention to it. So I think they missed an opportunity.
Okay. I had a conversation with somebody about this earlier, and I'm gonna give my take, then I'm gonna say what they take it or is. I'm not going to, I think I'm gonna sit out the car with you on this one. I think in my eye, I think they may have done her a favor. I think that if she go to the Olympics, I think that this is probably a situation where she could have been exposed, jeopardizing the marketing that she could hold to the WNBA. Because I think right now, she's putting up numbers, but I'm not sure she's dominating the WNBA like people would think that she would have been doing. I mean, she's not Asia Wilson at this particular point in time. I think she may get there, but right now she's not. And I think they are protecting her in some kind of way to make sure that the marketing is her game is matching up to what they're marketing her to be. And the person that told me today, you know, I get a lot of people call and they ask, what you got, what's on the topic for tonight? When I mentioned Caitlin Clark, they said, what has she done? And I think they said it's a little Bo Peep kind of scenario.
Yeah.
And somebody else said, well,
it's a business, dude.
Has she earned the right to be on the Olympic team? What has she actually done to be on the Olympic team right now? And I think Marta just said 3 years ago.
Can I ask you this? What has Diana Taurasi done to because you can't speak on, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying the people that I've listened to. They keep saying that you've earned the right to be on the team. Your play has to be exemplary or whatever, has to at least measure up. I've watched Diana Taurasi play. She's 42 years old. It ain't the same no more. She is not that type of player anymore. So, and
Yeah,
I understand. I understand what
her resume got her to the Olympics.
resume ain't bouncing that ball though, big homie. That's all
Oh,
I'm saying.
I'm not
Yeah,
disagreeing.
it comes a time when Father Time busts your butt, and she ain't that way no more. And I'm just being real on that. And they've left other players off. See, the thing about it is, you're gonna say that she hadn't deserved it. Well, if you watched any of the WNBA like I have, because I gamble on it a lot, Arike Ngumbawale should be on the team right now. You know, she scored 20 points per game in every game this year, busting folks' butt. So it's not about merit. That's my thing. So you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth when you're talking about merit and who should be on it, and because of this and all of that. It's bogus. That's my only point. So I don't know the real reason that they felt it, you know, not right to put on the team. I mean, everybody is entitled to their opinion. I can appreciate your opinion, you know, but you know, like you said, we not in the same car on this. I just think that especially when you're trying to grow a sport to the manner you're trying to do it, she brings eyeballs to a sport that until this year didn't even have private flights, didn't even, you know, have sellout crowds. If she goes to the Olympics, there's going to be so much more attention brought to the women's game. And I just think they missed the boat on this. I'm never going to say whether she deserves it or not, because I think that's subjective. I don't think, you know, I can't say she deserves it. I can't say Taurasi deserves it. So that's my point. I just don't think that I do understand what Marty's saying about she's tired and this gives her 30 days off from playing and whatever. So be it. You know, no problem with that. That's definitely a something to look at. Far as you saying they're protecting her, I don't know. If they were protecting her, they would have been protecting her in more ways, I think, on the court, and not allowing her to be banged up and you know, scrutinized the way they are. So I don't know about that protection part on that point. But I just think that for me, this is just my opinion, I feel like the USA Women's Basketball Olympic Committee, again, I think they made a mistake. I mean, she could get a rest because, like I said, if she's not going to play, she's not going to be ripping and running up and down the court. So that's counter, you know, that's counteract to the argument, you know, because you're saying you got 15 players, she's not going to be overworked. So that didn't make sense. She can only get better she's not going to sit out for 30 days and not practice. You think she's going to sit out this whole Olympics and not be practicing? So if she went to wherever they're playing, I don't know where the Olympics is, Barcelona, wherever it is, she would be practicing and running plays and drills with the most skilled players in the world. So it makes no sense because she's going to be practicing here. So I don't know. I just, it don't make sense to me.
All right, my only rebuttal would be, if you spend the countless energy to market and push the narrative for A'ja Wilson, who has been dominant over the last 2 years, been the best player in the WNBA, then you will have some eyeballs on the WNBA as well. I mean, I just think that, I mean, for a NBA or for a sport that is majority this color, I mean, and the dominance of it has been this color, then I don't understand the non-marketing of a person who's been MVP twice and won back-to-back championship. I don't understand that part of it.
Yeah, I can tell you why. I can't say I can make you understand it, but I think if you really look at it, you understand it. She's white and she's marketable because she can play, but she's white. And I'm gonna say that again, she's white. The thing about it is Bird and Magic worked because one was white and one was black. The thing with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark worked because one was white and one was black. These are polarizing, eyeball catching issues. It is what it is. As old as dating time. If there would have been, if Magic, let's say Magic would have came into the league against another black athlete, the NBA would not be as well watched as it was. That college basketball game would not have had the eyeballs on it that it had. These are the perfect storms. When you have race as a predominant, underlying but prevailing factor, it is what makes things go. I guarantee you, had Angel Reese done this to a sister, there would have been no problem. And the reason I can tell you that also, Angel Reese got clotheslined by Alyssa Thomas. There was really nothing said. Caitlin Clark gets hip checked, and it was the national story. National story. Neither one were basketball plays, but Angel Reese's was not even talked about. She was, if you saw the play, she jumped in the air and got clotheslined. But I keep saying it over and over, it doesn't matter because it was black on black crime. That's what it was. This society is what it is. Race runs everything. Whether you agree with me or not, that's just the way I feel. I don't think the NBA would be at the point had Larry Bird been a black guy. That's my point. Because the eyes wouldn't have been there for it to have a two-sided thing. The NBA was all black at the time, like you're saying, and nobody was watching. You see what I'm saying? Nobody cared. But once they had a white athlete that could play and could drive a narrative, then the NBA took off. The WNBA, for instance, has done the same thing. They have another white star that came into the league who they can market, and it's blowing up. It just is what it is.
I can go with that. Let me see what Marty has said. I can. Also, nothing was said about the elbow that Caitlin Clark gave Miss Kennedy as well.
Right.
Nothing was said about that. And to your point, they're not gonna play that because that's going against the narrative.
Exactly. But think about that. I want people who are out there listening. Think about if Bird and Magic, if those were two black guys coming in the NBA, you think the NBA would be where it is now? Nah, just been two more black guys coming into the league. There was already a black league. But you had a white guy coming in that was on par with this a white guy coming in that was on par, billed as the great white hope, and boom, it takes off. The league never looked back.
Right. All right. Well, we'll go turn the page on that, and hopefully we can my blessings to the WNBA. Hope y'all keep growing or whatever the case may be. And I guess be it fair or unfair, you have a very valid point. And your point stems all over sports talk radio in every sport. So I mean it's been going on for years. So
even in music too, even in music too. I've said this before. Even in music, you can't tell me Boyz II Men is or New Edition was not more talented than New Kids on the Block. You can't tell me that.
Right.
But you tell me who was the more famous. You see what I'm saying? Who was selling out arenas and doing those things prior to, NE has kept going, and the brand has just, probably outshined New Kids at this time. But you think about those boy bands back in the day, look at Beyonce and look at Taylor Swift. It is what it is. I mean,
yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you're right. And, I guess that's the sum of it. That's the sum of it. And I guess we have to be honest and say that's what it is. Whether we like it or not, it is what it is on that part. and I definitely don't like it because the most dominant NBA player, the WNBA player right now, you'll be hard pressed to even
You ain't hard
say.
pressed. It's yeah. Say it.
I mean, it's Asia Wilson. Period. Point blank. She's the most
No doubt.
dominant player in the NBA, WNBA right now, bar none.
By now.
And it's crazy that we don't even talk about it. You let the media tell it. It's not even close that Caitlin Clark is the most. And I'm just like, man, come on. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Let's move on to your Lakers.
Before you go away from WNBA all the way, let me ask you this, big homie, because this is something I know we hadn't talked about, and I'm throwing a curve. Have you noticed that it's almost like a third rail here when we say the ladies, they have relationships off the court, and it was almost like they tried to shy away from it, but it's kind of being put out there now. That they date each other. Some of them, they have same-sex partners and things of that nature.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's going mainstream. So my point on it is it's accepted in the WNBA. How long before that's happened in the NBA where it's going to be accepted that somebody, because I'm just being real, it's got to be somebody in there that's holding hand with somebody else's hands that's big as theirs. I'm just saying. If that happened, because we had it at Michael Sam, and that didn't go over well in the NFL. What's gonna happen when somebody wins a championship and his boyfriend run out them stands and kiss him in the mouth when he wins a championship?
Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough. And another thing on it if you were the WNBA, because you have two players on the team that they have out there in Bonner and Alicia. I'm sorry, whatever her name, Alicia Thomas. They're a couple about to get married or whatever. Let's say one of them takes a hard foul, and what happens on that? There's got to be some friction with that other team. It might start a melee. You understand? That's her significant other.
Right.
So what do you think going to happen in that? You understand what I'm saying? It's these are things that I kind of wonder about that I've been meaning to ask you about. I probably should ask you how you felt about this off air. But I mean, do you think that presents a problem sometime or can? You can answer either one of those questions.
As big as this community has grown, I'm pretty sure these things can become a problem. They can become a problem because the community of that we are insinuating is a very growing community and is very high, a very prominent community here in the state of Georgia. So yeah, it could be a problem if something like that happens. But again, we ain't trying to get shut down, so we.
I'm just asking. I try to be tactful with it, but I mean,
right. I understand, and it's a touchy subject for some. Sometimes you don't want to get off into those rims, and I mean it is something to think about. It's something to talk about, something to think about because until it happens, because I mean sometimes it's like, well, that could happen. Yeah. And then until it does happen, you don't want to talk about it. But if we get ahead of it and prepare for it, then at least you're ready for
it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a subject that is definitely could be talked about and be had about all of those things or whatever the case may be. So yeah, it is something that could shake it can be more like the Indiana Detroit melee. if something like that go down.
Yeah.
I mean, so how would that present to? I mean, all the marketing you're doing to market this one player to make her the face of the WNBA, and every time she gets pushed or every time a basketball play is made or so-called basketball play is made to her, it's a thing.
Yeah.
And if one of those situations, if she gets into a situation where she joins the community and somebody don't like it, then we can have all out brawl.
Yeah. Well, do you think that's one reason that the NBA struggled because of, that community being prevalent in it's so deep, I just don't think that sometimes people are quick to accept certain things. And so that's, maybe they didn't feel right trying to find a way to market it. Maybe I don't know, because like I said, it is prevalent in that league, So
Yeah, I agree.
I just wonder, man, they found the right one. Caitlin Clark seems to be, more accepted. You understand? You know what I mean by society.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's woo.
How about let's revisit it next week and see
Okay.
what
Let's
happens.
do that.
Yeah, let's revisit it next week. All right, turn it to the Lakers. Dan Hurley turns down the Lakers, 6 years, $70 million. Question is to you: Lakers is your team. I gotta ask: has LeBron James scared off coaches, or the record-setting number that he thought he was gonna get, he didn't get, and that's why he turned it down?
Yeah,
we were looking at well over $100 million, and if he accepts this contract that they offered him, he would have only been the 6th highest paid coach in the league.
Yeah,
and that's not what was being reported.
I don't know what changed his mind. I can't really say what may have done it. I think that his situation with UConn is so great right now. I mean, he's at a place right now where he probably can grab any recruit, or get top recruits to come there. They're back-to-back national champions. He can still have an impact in his locker room. It's his way. And the way he coaches, I don't know if that works in the NBA, man. I mean, you can't really get in these men's face like he does or he may do in college. Even though NIL, they're getting paid, I don't know if they're getting paid like him. Maybe not all of them anyway. But there's only so much you can say or how you can say it to a player that, if they go above your head, you're the one that's going to be out the door. That player is going to be there because they're tied into his contract. So a coach can get fired tomorrow in the NBA real quick. So I just don't think that it was probably the right situation. I never thought of Danny Hurley as an NBA coach. When I look at him, I just see college. I don't know. He doesn't look the part to me. I don't see it, but I could be wrong. But I don't see it. So in that event, maybe I think it was the right thing for him to stay, where he is and continue with UConn, see how that works. But
so the LeBron factor don't come into play with you.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. LeBron probably did have something. You don't want to go into a situation where you're not really going to have say so in the matter. That's another thing of what I'm saying. It's going to be LeBron's. Well, we've seen that. LeBron is still going to have his imprint on whatever happens wherever he goes. He makes up the roster. They ask him how you want to go here. So, I don't think it was the right situation for him, and I don't think he's an NBA coach, not at this time anyway. So I'm okay with it. I don't know if JJ Redick is going to be there.
Right. Marty has spoken and said that LeBron has messed up by the Lakers have messed up by giving LeBron decision-making decisions and put them in a bad situation.
Well, they did. I mean, look at what they did with the Westbrook situation. That was blew up in their face.
I mean, you could have had the DeRozan there instead of Kyrie there instead of Westbrook.
Yeah, and you traded away all your young assets to get to this point.
Right.
The thing I keep saying about it is, you can talk about those young Lakers and say they never would have won a title or whatever, but you made a decision to trade away basically all of them to get LeBron James. Yeah, it brought you a title, but it put you in a little purgatory also. You really are not, your claim to fame is that you make the play-in game. You're not really making playoffs. You're not doing the things that you would hope you would get with LeBron James. You got LeBron James and you're getting in the play-in game, play-in tournament. What does that do? How does that, what does that mean? You talking about one of the greatest basketball players of all time, but you in the play-in game. Play-in tournament that doesn't go together. So, like I said, when you look around the league and you see the type of players that all these guys were on your roster, BI, for instance, what's the guy in New York?
Julius Randle.
And the other kid from Villanova, Josh Hart. I mean, they're all around the league. I mean, all over the place. I'm not naming the names right now, but if I would just take my time and tell you all of them, there's at least 5 to 7 players that were on that roster, that they traded away that have contributed in other organizations. And so what I'm saying is you could have put together packages to rebuild the team for years to come if these weren't the guys that you wanted to have, is what I'm saying. D'Lo, he's a number. So think about it. It's all over the place. These were guys that were all on the roster at the same time.
I got 2 more questions for you.
Go ahead.
Has the trade for LeBron or the signing of LeBron paid off? You got a championship out of it, but it was in the bubble. But has it actually paid off, in your opinion?
The one thing you can't take away an NBA title, that's going to be there. It's going to be hard when all's said and done. The bottom line is you won a title, and I can sit here and say, well, maybe if you'd have done it a different way, you may have a title. That's me. I do know you did get a title with LeBron James. Bubble, soap dish, bathtub, whatever. It was a title. Don't matter. It's a championship when it's all said and done. So I can't call it a failure, but it could have been better. I can't say it's a failure, but it should have been better. For what you gave up and what you did, it should have been better.
Yeah. And Marty said that LeBron has not stood up for any coach, and he's not accountable for when things go wrong. And I have to agree.
No, he's not. He's definitely not accountable. He's one of those rock throwers and hide your hands. That's what he do.
Yeah. All right. So my last question is, currently constructed, is the Laker job still a good job to have?
Nah, I'm not gonna say it's a horrible job, but it's not one of the top jobs in the league.
It's not.
Nah, it's not one of the top
currently
jobs
constructed.
Nah.
And why would you? What has taken away from this organization not having the cachet of anybody? I mean, back in the day, you want to be a Laker coach. I mean, anybody would have raised their hand. Any big time coach would have raised their hand to get that job. But now
starts at the top. Big homie. When Dr. Jerry Buss died, the control and the guide, the vision for the franchise has never been the same. And that's where it starts.
Even one of your greatest athletes left the front office because he didn't like the way it was being ran.
Right. And so, you joined, you threw in with certain people and did some things that hopefully was gonna, keep it Laker the way the Lakers are and have that foundation. But it just is not the same. And like I said, when you don't have the leadership and guidance at the top, you know, you can't steer a ship from the middle. You got to have somebody at the top.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. Do you agree with Marty and what
But
he
it's
just
just
said?
like a job would be feeling. I can't see the bottom part of it.
Until LeBron leaves.
Oh well, no doubt about it. I've been trying to get him out of there for about 5 years now, but I can't seem to get rid of him. He like gum on my shoe. I'm ready
Yeah.
for him to go. I'm so
You
tired
ready
of it.
for
I
him to
want him to take A, D, B, C, all of them with him. I'm ready for all of them to go. I got Westbrook
All
out
of
of there.
them.
That was they can all go. I thought they should have moved AD to build the franchise back up. You got to go and find your young star in the image of what like OKC is doing. You know, you find your guy and you start to build around him. You know, and you draft and you bring in free agents or whatever that you build with. You know, I'd rather be a Knicks fan the way they, and I can't do that. I'm a Laker fan, but I love the way the Knicks play. They leave it on the floor. You know, now
Right.
they probably gonna be dog tired, and I don't know how long they can last the way Thibodeau plays them, and you know just plays them crazy. So I don't know how that works. But my point on it is, it's hard to be a Laker fan right now with the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right, speaking of being a fan, and if the Laker job is not one of the top in the NBA, moving to our next and last topic. What is the best job or jobs in the NBA right now? With Minnesota, is Golden State still a good job? Phoenix, Sacramento, Denver. Which job is a good job to have in the NBA today?
Yeah,
Which
I'm
team?
not gonna put Golden State up there as a bad job. I think it's still a decent job. You still got some stars, you still got some structure, you still got some guidance there. And the thing about Golden State is you have to corral Draymond, because the things that you put up with for Draymond when he was Draymond, you know, when he was Day, I put it like that, because Day was different, and you could get away with some of the antics and off the court stuff and what he did, you know, all that kind of stuff. That's fine, but you can't get away with that now. So I don't know if their job is up there the way it is. We have to see what they do in the offseason. Still a good job, but not top level. OKC, Minnesota, good jobs, because I think OKC still has so many draft picks that they can pick and choose and move around to even strengthen their team. Minnesota,
They
I
got
think
like
they're going to.
17 draft picks over the last next 4 years. First round
And
pick.
you talk about somebody that can identify talent. Hey man, Presti does a great job. I mean, what's his name? Presti? Yeah, Presti.
Yeah,
Does
Sam.
a great job. Yeah, he does a great job. I think that right now, to me, he may be the best GM in the game for how we've seen him build OKC back from losing KD and Westbrook, bringing in Paul George and all, filtering it out, and now they were on the verge of getting farther in the playoffs this year in a lot of teams. So yeah, I think that's a great job right now.
That's a great job right now.
Yes, great job.
I said Denver, and I won't even put Detroit in there. That might be the worst job in the league right now.
Yeah, Denver got some work to do, man. They really have some work to do. Denver for sure is a great job, because one thing you need to have when you have a great situation is have your star be accountable, be willing to lead and willing to allow your front office to be a front office. Allow them to make decisions, allow them to have a vision. Yeah, they're going to have you for some input, but you can't hold them hostage the way certain players have gone in and dictated how the franchise should move. We saw that with Giannis this year. I think Giannis, two things that's going on in Milwaukee is he's paying his brother out his paycheck, and he got rid of Drew Holiday. So I mean,
yeah,
that's a roster spot. Having your brother on team who is basically your valet and your biggest cheerleader, that's a wasted spot. And I mean, he's probably 13, 14 man, 15, 20 man, whatever it is. But still, I mean, what does he bring to the organization? Maybe, but maybe he makes Giannis feel comfortable. I don't know. So in that respect, maybe he does his job. But my point on it is that Giannis shouldn't be making basketball decisions.
Yeah.
Because you saw
Well,
that league.
you see, Darvin Ham is going to Milwaukee under Doc Rivers now.
Yeah, I saw that. And going back home. Yeah, that's where he was before he got the Lakers job, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that's fine. I mean, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, but he can't. He's not going to shoot in the jump shot. So so I don't know if that's clear up or not. He didn't shoot at LA. He didn't box out one person. I didn't see him get one rebound. So I don't know.
Atlanta Hawks job. Where you put that?
Man,
good, bad, indifferent.
It's not a bad job, but it's not a good job either. I don't believe, Big Home, and because I don't think they have a vision of what they want to be as a franchise. I don't think they understand a playing personality or what they want to do. The Trae Young and DJ thing kind of got disjointed, didn't work out. You kind of people were on one side or the other. Maybe you should get rid of Trae, get rid of DJ. We don't know. So no, I won't say it's a good job. It got some nice young talent, got some pieces, but it needs some. It's lacking some leadership, I believe. And I don't know how they.
I saw this trade proposal. I wanted to run by you and see what you thought. Kevin Durant to the Hawks for DeAndre Hunter, AJ Griffin, a draft pick, and Clint Capella.
Yeah, that's all well and fine, but who you going to surround KD with? The thing about it is, I don't think KD wants to go to a team where it's not some stars in there where he can kind of blend and be the second guy. Yeah, I don't think he's pretty much proven he's not a number one. I think. Not number one without ability, but he needs somebody that takes a lot of the shine. He could kind of hide in Steph's shadow and still be a superstar. He could kind of let Westbrook be the stupid man, do all he wants, and still be whatever. Not to say that I'm not saying that he's a Robin. I still think that he's a co-star. He's not a guy that you can carry the movie with. He needs, it's like Bad Boys. You need Will Smith and you need Martin Lawrence. He can't. He's not John Wick. You know what I mean? So that's my point. He can't be John Wick. But if he has a co-star with him, somebody that can do whatever, then he's fine. That's why I think they messed up by bringing in Bradley Beal. They had his other guy there. All you needed was a point guard to stay there and run the basketball team. I think Phoenix would have been that much better. They made a mistake, I thought, in bringing Beal in. So I just think he's a co-star. I don't think that really helps the Hawks by bringing him in and getting rid of everybody. I'm not sure that's the play.
Not sure that's the play on.
No, I'm not sure that's the play. What you think? You talk to me about what you think.
To get everybody hyped up, I think you would do the move to get the fan base back excited. Not sure how well it would actually go when it comes to winning the championship, but I think the fan base would be very, very excited. It's almost like having the Michael Vick in basketball here. The excitement, the selling. I mean, you bringing the star. You talking about stars coming out to the arena. Woo! Now, you've always said if you're not gonna be a championship, at least be excited. I think this is one of those where you be excited.
Do you think KD is slowing down, though, Big Homie? I saw some things, and may have been due to him having to play so much defense this year. But I didn't see the easy money sniper, and it may be because, like I said, he had to do more, defending, playing the bigger role and things of that nature, not playing perimeter defense, but having to go inside. And I saw some. Like for the first time, I saw some age on him. I didn't see that guy
some chink in the armor.
Yeah, I could see 30, when he get out the bus. You just couldn't stop him. But I this was the first time this year where I felt like Father Time is touching him on the shoulder. So I don't know if I'm willing and ready, because then we are speaking of a guy we saw get a ruptured, Achilles and was gone. So this has to be how many years in the league now for KD? 12?
12, 13,
somewhere
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not giving up my whole franchise for a guy like that. I think right now, when I look at KD, he's going more into that part of a piece coming in to solidify your championship run. Yeah, that's where I see that. I don't see him as a guy now you take and put him around young guys. You put him around the guys that you can come in. He's like, you remember when Drexler went to Houston? He was that piece, to get them over the hump. They needed that gas. So he's that type of guy. He was a star in Portland, but now let's put him on a team where he can be the second or third option instead of being the guy. And I think that was perfect for them. So I think that's the role to me that KD is about to get to.
I saw another rumor here that the Hawks could be possibly trading Trae Young and DJ. Are you down with moving both?
You know me, like I said, if you're gonna go young and you're gonna swing for it and try to build, go ahead. You're gonna take one of these Frenchmen out of the draft. I don't know which one. So it's time. If you're gonna do it and you're gonna rebuild, just go ahead and say we rebuilding. Pull the scab off, and like I said, to me, I would try to find my Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm saying my guy like that. Get these rookies in here, put some young players around them. Let's go. The East is weak. Let's just be honest with it. When you look at both conferences, this is the time to try to do it. Find your Ja Morant. Find your Shai Gilgeous. Find your what's the kid in Indiana that they got from Sacramento? You know what I'm talking about, light-skinned kid. Iowa State.
Halliburton.
Halliburton. Find your Halliburton. Find your guy like that you can start making your franchise, grow in that area, grow that way. And if you're gonna move Trae, go ahead and do it, but find a way to get some excitement in here also. But like I said, I think the East is gonna be a couple of years before they're just dominant right now. You're gonna have some good teams, but the West is where the power is. So if it's time to do it, go ahead and do it now. Who would we identify as that guy though? I mean, I'm looking around the league right now, trying to figure out where I go. Tyrese Maxey is in Philly, and they're not letting him go. And you saw the type of player he's becoming. Halliburton is in Indiana. He's got that thing rolling. Shai, like I said, I keep saying Shai because to me that's the blueprint. You find your guy that's right on the edge of becoming that guy, and you got the keys. You stay out late as you want. Do what you got to do. Let's do this. But I don't know if I can identify that guy who has some experience but is ready to be that star, ready to step up into that role.
So I had somebody that shot me this about the Hawks, and you tell me if you agree. Trading the DJ and getting somebody like a Gary Trent and also getting Brandon Ingram.
I think it makes your team. I think it makes your team better. I think you get a punch in scoring, and maybe Trae doesn't have
you got
to take
somebody that can protect them as far as Trent and Brandon Ingram.
Right, and he doesn't have to shoot those grenade threes where the clock is running down, and he got to take that shot with 2-3 seconds left on the clock. Those type of things.
Yeah, you got a natural shooting guard now.
Right, natural shooting guard. You got a three that can go and go to the elbow and score there. He can get where he wants. He can also step out and shoot it. So, but I've been a Brandon Ingram. I've been on Brandon Ingram for a few years. I wish they'd done it a few years back. It's maybe a few more miles that on him now that you wouldn't have wanted if you're going to say, okay, you're going to be the cornerstone going forward. So how many years he been in the league now? About 6 years now?
Ingram or Trent?
Ingram.
I'm not sure how to pull it up, but it's been about
It has
6.
to be at least 6. Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
So he's still got he's got some tread on him, but I don't know if he's the guy I'm talking about. What I'm talking about, my guy that I put on those levels a minute ago when I was talking about the Tyrese.
He's 26 years old right now.
But that still ain't bad though. That ain't
that's drafted 2016.
Yeah, that's really not that old. Not mad at that then. I mean, if that's the way you want to go. But like I said, I don't know if he's all the way that 90% guy I'm thinking about, but I think he's a step up for sure.
All right, then. All right, man. That's going to end our hot news, Big Homie. Let's go ahead and give a shout out to Big Easy Grill for sponsoring this segment. Shout out to Big Easy Grill. We appreciate it.
Shout out to you.
Yes, and we got to get back over there soon because the last time we went, we had so much fun. And it was just good and nice to sit in the breeze of Big Easy Grill. So shout out to Big Easy Grill. Now it's time right now to get into our ballers, busters, and boy stops. Y'all go ahead in the chat and let us know who your ballers, busters, and your boy stops are. All right, Big Home. I'm gonna start this thing off with with my baller this week. As much as people are continuing to hate and not forgive this guy, I'm gonna go ahead and give him his flowers. I'm gonna give Will Smith his flowers for continuing the Bad Boys franchise. And check this out. He's the only actor in Hollywood history to have had 8 consecutive films make over $1 million in the box office. He's made $141 million alone just from the Bad Boys series.
Only in America, Big Homie, can you come back from slapping a man on national TV and not miss a beat. But I guarantee you this, had that been Jerry Seinfeld he slapped, he wouldn't be in no Bad Boy. You slap him, he could slap a black man. He slapped Chris Rock.
Right.
I guarantee you, had that been Jerry Seinfeld or some other white comedian, that would not have happened.
That wouldn't happen.
He'd have jumped up there and let him slap Jimmy Kimmel. He wouldn't have been making no Bad Boy movies. So, it is what it is. I ain't mad at him. I'm happy he got his money. And he is a star. We watched him from a long time ago with, the Fresh Prince and all that. So, not trying to say I'm hating. I'm just saying only in America can this type of thing happen. So, shout out Will Smith. Got to give it to him.
My apologies. He made $141 million just with Bad Boys, the first one. Okay. Bad Boys for Life. That's a whole lot of zeros.
Well, my baller goes out to Kristaps Porzingis, man. I got to give him his props, man.
Give him his props. Yeah.
He was the guy that I was saying I wondered how he would come back, how effective he would be. And if he came back, I was saying that he would present so much of a problem in this series, and he truly has. So I'll give him my baller, man. I hope he can play more in this series. Not tonight, I don't think he should or can. But as of right now, he's definitely my baller. Ooh, coach, I hear you jumping in.
Yeah, Porzingis out tonight.
Martin just stays out. Yeah, he should be.
I think Coach said, Coach said Danny Hurley is his baller. Gave my boy Kyrie the Buster and boy start with the Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah.
All right, so it's time for the Busters. And I'm not going I know he's not playing well, but I don't think he will get a buster from me. I'm gonna give a buster to the media members that continues to criticize Jason Tatum, and their team is up 2-0, but he's being criticized for not going for 40, not going for 30. I don't, in a team sport. I just don't understand that.
That's
I
crazy.
mean,
I don't, you know, but that's the way.
crazy,
that's the way. It's all about scoring. Yeah, it's all about scoring. If you're not scoring, then they're gonna say you didn't have a good game. You didn't play great. And the dude is filling every other box score. His shooting is failing him. Don't get me wrong, but he's not playing bad. I keep hearing he's playing horrible.
But he's playing. He's doing the things that people said he wasn't gonna do, and that's
right.
Make assists, make the right pass, not turn the ball over, and get rebounds.
Yeah. So I agree with you on that. I think that's a little bogus on that. I am a little bit on the I'm not gonna give Kyrie a buster. I just think he's playing bad, but he's on the verge of being a buster if he don't turn it up. So I'm just gonna give him
He's going for 30 tonight. I can guarantee you that.
He needs to. He needs to. He's back home. He needs to turn back up because all the accolades and I guess opposite of ill will that he had taken over the recently. You know, they gave him his flowers and say he was back and all that, and they can't wait to jump back on that other side. Believe it, they can't wait for that. But my bust is going out, and we talked about it already. It's the USA Women's Olympic Basketball Committee. We're leaving off this girl for not because I don't want to hear about she can't play. I understand what you're saying, but I just think that you missed a golden opportunity to grow the sport even more in a time where you have to strike when the iron is hot. And the WNBA is at an all-time high right now with eyes on it. And your most marketable player, albeit not your best, because I agree with you 100%, that A'ja Wilson is far and away the best player in women's basketball right now. But you had a chance to put the most marketable piece that you have on display. And it's just like having the Christmas tree out there, and you got this beautiful ornament to put on top of it to set it off. And you said, no, we're going to save it to next year. That don't make sense to me. You got to put the star on top of the tree. You got to put why not?
That's a good analogy, and that's a good one.
Yeah, because it's
Martin said his ball is tumbling for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Steelers organization.
Yeah, a lot of Steelers fans not really happy with it. Guys I work with, they don't like Tomlin. I can't understand it. We go back and forth on it.
But I got to ask you this real quick. Is the Pittsburgh Steelers the greatest organization in sports?
They got to be up there close, man. Yeah, I mean they can identify talent. Yeah, they can definitely identify talent. One thing that I used to say that they always did was they never stayed on players too long. They would get rid of them a year early and bring in somebody, and they would continue to run. To me, the first time they messed this up was when they kept Palomalu too long. I thought he was done at least 2 to 3 years early, or at least 2 years earlier than what they got, when he wasn't in their uniform anymore. But normally what they would do was find a way to move on from their aging stars and continue it on. So as far as identifying wide receivers, defensive players, they draft to their culture. I think that's what they do. They draft to their culture. Them in Baltimore draft to their culture better than any two franchises I think that I've seen.
Yeah. I agree. All right, now. Let me go. Marty had his buster. He said Stephen A. Smith and Jason Tatum. Okay. Jason Tatum is not a star because of what? Because he didn't score 30. We just got through talking about this. Why is he's not a star?
Yeah, I don't know if he's a superstar anymore. I thought he would be a super. I think he's a star. I'm wondering about the superstar status because that's just it's subjective. Don't get me wrong, it's very subjective because it's gonna be you have to do something for the masses to put you in that category. because there have been times where I thought people were superstars and they never ascended to it. The only thing to me that holds Tatum back in these big moments in these championships, he's gotten hurt and he hadn't finished the job. I just think he needs to win a title. That's my point. I don't even put any credence.
But if he wins a title, and not the MVP of the finals, people still gonna talk about it.
Yeah, he gonna take heat. He gonna get that Steph treatment on that, no doubt about it. But they can't take away.
He can't.
What they can do, they can't win. Yeah, but they can't take away the championship though. That's the thing about it. He has to win one. I think he wins one. He still acquires most of the people because it's not like he's not going to be just a bus rider. He's part of the reason why they would win. He's doing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's filling stat sheets, and he has the rest of the series to get his scoring up, big home.
Maybe he's understanding that Jaylen Brown is the actual go-to person, and that's probably why he's not trying to be as aggressive in the series, and he's doing other things.
But he's aggressive. Don't get me wrong. He taking shots, big homie. He's shooting the ball. It's just not going in. And that's been the problem, is that his percentage is so low. He's shooting like 31%. And he's had some looks. The layups are coming out the rim. He's had countless drives to the rim where they're just not going in. But that can change. Him and Kyrie could go out in the last part of this series, and the first part of the series could be a distant memory if they both turn up and play well. So to your point, it's narrative driven. Both of them go out tonight and score 30, and then you say, okay, they finally made it to the series. You know what I mean? So things can change overnight. Like I said, look how fast it's changed on Kyrie in 2 games. Coming into this series, people hollering about he's the most skilled player in the NBA history, those type of accolades. But as soon as you have a couple bad games, those people waiting in the wings. What I always say about big homie, ain't nobody worried about what you can do. They trying to figure out a way to find out what you cannot do, and ride that coattail. Everybody want to have that hot take to have something to say bad about you. So,
I agree.
Just give it time. Like I said, he's got tonight and at least 2 more wins, to try to, rectify this thing. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I agree. All right, boy, stop. My boy stop hand, it points to something that you talked about earlier, and that's the Golden State Warriors and Draymond Green saying that they still have a window of opportunity to win another championship. And to that, Draymond Green, boy, stop. Y'all windows that close.
Yeah, he got to say it, big homie, and he got to continue to feel that way. It might not be true. I'm not gonna sit here. I think a lot of people 2 years ago said the same thing that they were done. So then they won a title. And the thing about it is, let's be real about what happens and what we see. Boston hadn't had a playoff series until this. They still haven't had a playoff series. They've had a cakewalk all the way through the playoffs. So injuries, matchups, somebody upsetting the team, it can happen. It's all about matchups. We saw Minnesota have a great matchup against Denver, and then had a bad matchup in the next round against Dallas. So it's matchup related. You have to be a team that can play different styles to be able to get through playoffs and get through wins. And like I said, I never know. The year that Golden State won, think about it. They were able to skirt some teams that probably could have beaten them. Think about Golden State's 2016 championship team. They got to the finals and LeBron was by himself. Kyrie got hurt. Love got hurt. So I can't put it. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say anything about it. Draymond gonna say what he gonna say because he been a champion. He gonna continue to say that. But like I said, it's all about matchups and how it works. What if they get KD back? What if they get something else back? Who knows? I don't know. The NBA is so. Did we think 2 years ago Denver was going to be this? Yeah, we thought Denver was going back to the finals this year. I did. I'm not going to say we, but I did. So we thought that Minnesota would be Denver and Boston. Right. We thought Minnesota didn't have a chance a year ago when the way Cat, Gobert, and Ant looked. We were like, man, that ain't working. And they got to the doorstep. So, I don't know, man. I have no idea. I have
All right,
no
who's
idea
your
right
boy
now.
stop?
I really didn't have one. I think I was so hell-bent on the USA team. That was one. Maybe my boy stop is all these shows in the morning that they just can't get off this Caitlin Clark thing. It's just too polarized, And Stephen A, my boy stop. I'm gonna go with that because he's telling people how they should act or how they should think. And if you don't agree with him, he wants to say, I made you. So that's the boy stop. You are great now because I brought you on my show. You getting all these accolades. So yeah, I'm gonna take a page out of your book, big homie. Stephen A. Smith get my boy stop because it's getting ridiculous. He the kingmaker.
Yeah. He yeah. And I didn't want to keep giving him all this energy from our show, but yeah, he's a clown for sure.
Yeah, he like the kingmaker. He telling these women and tell them how they should act, and that they ain't gonna never make no money if they don't do this. And you had this kind of foresight.
Is he still mad at Monica for coming at him?
Well, he went off on the other two ladies this week. It wasn't just Monica. He went in on Obumake and the other little bright-skinned young lady. I can't think his name.
Yeah, say Stephen A is the boy stop and the buster for this week.
Yeah, that's him. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
All right, big homie. Let's go ahead and end that boy stop and end the baller busters and boy stop. We're finna go ahead and jump into some NBA talk, and it's coming on tonight. At 8:30 is the tip time, and you got Game 3 in Dallas. Yeah, part of me. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Stephen A is doing it for the ratings. Game 3, Dallas, Boston tonight. Porzingis is out for the night. All right, big homie, me and you have been talking, and we've said that Dallas is in trouble. They hadn't showed anything that shows any kind of promise other than Boston having an off night. Right now, Drew Holiday has shown himself to be the most important player for Boston at the moment, and probably the best acquisition in the offseason. He's making you say Marcus Smart who when it comes to replacing Marcus Smart's, the toughness, the defense, and things of that nature. He's giving you some offense as well.
And that's the key right there. You didn't miss anything by giving up Marcus Smart, and what you gain on offense is paying dividends. It's when you look at this series, the thing that kind of sets it apart to me has been what I was saying lead into it. You have your two top players on each side. That's a given, and you expect them to kind of cancel one another. But when you get to those third and fourth players, Boston can go to like their fifth player, and one of them can be the third scorer that night, which allows that your top two players don't have to be on their game every game. They can afford to have an off night shooting because you have people that can step up. Think about this. In the last game, Kyrie and Luka combined for 45 total points. You look at Derek White and Drew Holiday, they combined for 44 points. They canceled out their scoring, which are your 2, 3, and 4 players. So now my other two guys, they're not under stress to score. Dallas doesn't have that luxury. And even with Porzingis being out tonight, you still have 2 to 3 other guys that can take over that scoring load on any night. They shoot threes, and when they're going, if they're making threes, Dallas won't have a chance. To be honest with you,
it could be Hauser. It could be Hauser tonight. It could be Derek White. It can be Holiday again. It can be a number of of
Papa
players to watch.
Al Horford. It doesn't, like I
Yeah.
said, the short corner threes are gonna kill. And the thing about it is, if you stay tagged to that corner, then Tatum does get in the middle and he can penetrate and kick to the wings. And then the ball reversal goes, and then it goes right back to the short corner. Because once they get you in the rotation, they're gonna find that ball is gonna get back to the open man for a wide open three. And if they're hitting that wide open three, it's a wrap. Now, on the other hand, what's happening is that even if they miss, they can get rebounds because you're in scatter and your big has chased out to the corner, or he's tagged out to a shooter in the corner because they got to go out. Al is not coming in the paint. You're not worried about Al Horford posting nobody up. He's going to be in the short corner. That's going to draw your big out. Now, tonight, I'm curious to see how deep Boston goes into the bench for a big. Because I think if they go to one of the bigs that play traditionally big, that helps Dallas. Because now, if they bring what's the big white guy they got out there? I can't think his name. Anyway, if they bring him in, then he's a post-like player, which allows Gafford and Derek Lively, yeah, them to play more of a traditional basketball. But if they stay small and keep it spread, that hurts Dallas because their bigs have really no impact on the game. And if you do try to for them to have an impact on the game, what does that do? Okay, so now we're going to post Tatum with Gafford, and we're going to get him the ball inside. What does that do for Luka and Kyrie? That makes them null and void. You understand what I'm saying? So Gafford now, I'm going to stick and make him finish over length, try to power it up. We get the rebound, go down, shoot a three. Even if they score 2 and I score 3, that's a point down. If they miss and I go score 3, that's a 5-point swing. So you're playing if you're playing any kind of other way than Luka and Kyrie getting their shots up, making things happen, then you're not playing what Dallas is strong at. So posting them is not going to help. It's just not. Hopefully you can now get some lobs at the rim because if Porzingis is out, you lose a little rim protection if you're Boston. So those are some matchups and some keys I'm looking for. I want to see how this works.
All right, let me give you my spin real quick. Kyrie has not played well offensively, and after you sent me the video of Luka not playing defense, I'm thinking to myself, well, hell, even if Atlanta would have kept him, we'd have been in the same situation with Trey and Luka as far as defense, because neither.
Yeah,
No, there is definitely no defense in his game. And again, no third score for Dallas, and they play too much one-on-one. There's no ball movement on the offensive end whatsoever. Just point blank period, no ball movement. And that's causing them to settle and play one-on-one too much. And that's not getting other players involved in the game because the ball is sticking too much. And I think that's been the detriment of Dallas. Jason Kidd is definitely getting out coached this series for sure.
I don't know what he can do though, big homie. That's the thing. You can't speed up because Luka's not a fast player. So if you try to play with pace, that's not his game. The thing about it is the way they're built is, Kyrie gets the ball, he boogie on people. His thing is not like we don't see him come off screens for jump shots. We don't see any movement or rotations like you're saying, no pin downs and things of that nature. It's like Luka bring it down, pound the ball. If you get inside, maybe kick out for a shot or go in there, bag somebody down and then fade away, or go there, boogie at the 3, fade away for the 3. We see Kyrie get the ball, boogie, maybe get in the lane, try to finish over length, or spin back and shoot his mid-range. That's their offense, or that's all they got. Or kick to the wing for a 3, or kick to the corner for a short corner 3 with Derrick Jones Jr. There's really no offense. So if you're talking about maybe being out coached there, maybe so, because I don't see anything. I don't see anything other than the 2 guys who just bang the ball, and try to get their shot. I don't know what else they do. I don't know what else they do.
Is there anything on the offensive end that you can create to make better ball movements? Like swing the ball from right to left, from corner to corner, and then when the shot clock run down, then you can make your move or whatever the case. I mean, has somebody else got to touch the ball other than Luka and Kyrie, and you're not, and the penetration is not there because Boston is long. I mean, you can't penetrate past them.
Right. Now, not having that 7-3 guy
that's what's taking away from the penetration, because you remember Dallas had a lot of penetration and kick points and a lot of penetration and lobs. That's how they made they noise is penetration, kick, penetration, and lob. That's how they made most of their noise in the playoffs. And Boston is not allowing them to penetrate and get to the middle like that in this series. Right.
And because they can switch everything and not be hurt. So I don't know. The thing about it, another thing that you have to watch, though, big homie, Boston hadn't been hot from three yet, and they are a good shooting basketball team. So I'm waiting on them to catch fire. If this is a night where that three is going, they'll get blown out again. And now it's not like, the thing about it is, you say, well, Porzingis not going to be there. Yeah, they played the last month of the season without Porzingis, didn't? So it's not like this is an alien field to them. They've been playing without it. It's not like they have to adjust. He's been a luxury coming back. The thing about that, now what happens is Derek White gets more shots. Drew gets more shots. The ball, is going to be on the outside. Those guys are going to take their shots. Tatum and Brown, he hadn't seen a shot he don't like yet. So, I mean, they might get more shots up now, which could be a detriment. I don't know. And the thing about it, again, they're still going to play enough 5 out to where the bigs in Dallas won't make an impact. I don't think. Mm-hmm. I just don't believe they can make an impact if they keep playing 5 out. The only thing, like I said, if they go to the big stiff center, I wish I'd do that. What is his name? The big white guy. I know he played some for them.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
But is it Cornette or something like that? I think his name?
Yeah, Cornette.
If he plays, then that allows Dallas's centers to be more of a presence in the game, because now they have a guy that's going to be around the rim, which they're more comfortable with. So when he's in the game, then Dallas maybe can get some lobs, because they're going to bring the center out, set a screen on Luka's guy. Luka's going to try to get downhill, and then Cornette's going to be put into a situation where he has to play for the lob or come up on Luka, and Luka will be able to lob to the basket. So if Cornette's in there, then it's different. And then also on the defensive end, he clogs up the paint more, because you won't put him in the corner. That'll limit some of the driving. Yeah, that should limit some of the driving if Cornette's in the game, because it won't be as much space for Boston to penetrate and get their kicks, out to the wings. So there's a lot of strategy might go into the night. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what happens. At least without Porzingis, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my point.
What I was going to say, Han, is that's why they pay Jason Kidd and not us, because I hadn't figured out anything that they can do right now. And Jason Kidd gonna have to figure it out, because he's in a tough situation.
Yeah, you just, like I said, if you're Dallas, you're hoping that coming home, your role players can have one of those nights to where whatever they're putting up is going. That's what you're looking for, is that Derrick Jones Jr. has more of an impact, when those wide open threes. Maybe PJ Washington has a 20-point game. You got to have somebody in that third position. And, that might even be overstated. They got to have Kyrie go for 30 tonight. I think he needs to put 30 in the book.
He's going for 30. He's going for 30.
Yeah, he has to. Put it on Luka, yeah, they got to.
You know good and well the NBA want this thing to go 7. So let's not fool ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, play dumb
like
if you
I
want
said,
to.
them threes. Watch for the threes, man. If them threes are going, if Tatum is going tonight, like I said to you before, he has not had a game either. And now the pressure of and I think they've been a better road team. They've been a home team, Big Home, in the playoffs.
Yeah, they have.
So
Yep.
So that's the thing. Now that pressure of not having to try to perform in front of his home crowd, going on the road with a chip on the shoulder, expecting to be booed or whatever, not having that pressure, he might play a little more at ease. So I'm looking for him and Kyrie to have better games. I ain't no Duke boy, but I just think they both the Duke boys gonna play better tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I know Kyrie going for 30. Put it in, it's in the spirit, put it in your
In
spirit.
the book.
Put it
Okay.
in the book.
Let that sizzle. Let that sizzle.
Yeah, please do. Get in the car with it. Maurice said Boston's undefeated on the road.
Yeah, see, that's the point.
Well,
that can work two ways,
tonight.
Yeah, that's the thing. Laws of average could catch up with them, or they could just say they just that dominant on the road,
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get a little off-season talk real quick. I already talked to you about the Hawk situation, and we know how we feel about that. Let's go ahead and talk. I keep hearing the DeMar DeRozan to the LA Lakers. How do you feel about DeMar going back home to LA? Is that a good fit? Is it a natural fit? Would it help push them over the top?
I think it helps them because it gives you a legit third score. The problem is, well, I don't really know if it is a problem. I think it's a good problem to have. I think he gives you that. He's a mid-range guy. LeBron now has been shooting more threes, so at least you got him at the mid-range. If AD would stay his big butt on the block where he belongs, that would be great. And he did that most of the year. So I think it helps him. It gives him a bona fide three-level scores. I think he's a decent defender, good scorer, clutch player. It helps. Don't get me wrong. I think it's better than them trying to find a young player. You need a player. He's a good vet to go into that situation. I don't see anything wrong with that if they can get it. I think they're a year or two too late. They should have done this in the past. I've been a DeRozan fan. I remember back in the day when we talked about it, and back in the old iteration of our show, back when we had other members on there, they would say, well, they didn't see DeRozan as being that type of ball player or whatever, but I kind of liked him then because he was he's a Kobe Bryant fan anyway, so he has some of that in him. He's a LA dude, so I think that fits him well. So I could see that. I think that would be great. I think it'd be a great move for the Lakers.
What about the Clippers? What do you think the Clippers are going to do in LA with what they got going on? Do they lose Paul George? Do they run it back?
I think one of those guys is gone. Whether it's Paul George or Kawhi, I think one of them is out of there. It just has to be that it's just not working there. They missed too many games, and I'm saying that about both of them. Definitely Kawhi, but Paul George misses games also. And I know that's Cuz' team, but I think it's time to break that up. You got some guys on there. I'm not sure they're ready to step up and be stars, but they had a deep roster, but I think it needs overhauling. I think this style of what they're doing really didn't work. I think it's time to move on. So I think Paul George definitely needs to. I think he'll be out of there, and maybe they hold on to Kawhi, but for how many games? That's the only thing. You never know when Kawhi is going to play. When he's there, he's effective. He's one of the better players still in the league, but you can't count on him, man.
Have you seen the documentary about the Clippers, the John Sterling documentary?
I've been watching it, man. I fell asleep on the third episode last night. I gotta probably try to watch it later on tonight and see. But it was it's entertaining, but Big homie, they did a horrible job casting these actors as these players. Some of
Really?
these guys, man, I'm like, man, Steph Curry need to sue. I mean, that's ridiculous to have that dude there, Steph Curry. Man, I know they could have found a better light-skinned dude. I mean, they don't even look like basketball players. And the dude that's playing Chris Paul, I guess he can pass a little bit. He's the dude from P Valley. So at least I know him. He has at least a face that I've seen. But some of these guys on here, man, I mean, they're playing these roles. It's ridiculous. But as far as entertaining and shedding light on how how dude was running this franchise, man, oh man, it's a wonder they were as good as they were. He was horrible, man.
I hadn't taken a peek at it yet, but I guess I will.
Oh man, yeah, it's worth a look.
I was waiting on you to tell me about it.
Yeah, it's worth a look. It's entertaining. It's crazy. You know, the young lady that's playing, she's a damn. But yeah.
Let's see what Cuz saying about the Clippers. He says
Cuz said take all three of them out of there.
Yeah, I see. He want everybody going out the Clippers.
Well, they got
they got a new arena coming up.
Yeah.
So you can't.
That's why they got to have some stars. They got to fill seats. They got to fill the seats.
What Maurice say? Kawhi has been re-signed. So
Kawhi has been re-signed. Yeah.
So, all right. So you say you like the documentary so far?
I mean, it's entertaining. Anytime they make fun of the Clippers, I'm cool with it. You know, I'm a Lakers fan, so it's all good. Sorry about that, Cuz. Anytime they
the Steph Curry dude look like Cliff Curry.
See, that's what I'm saying. For real, it's just ridiculous, man. These dudes on here, man. I'm like, man, the casting was horrible. You know, and Lawrence Fishburne, Doc is funny. It's kind of funny.
I was gonna ask you, how is Fishburne playing Doc Rivers?
He's I don't know if he's believable or not. I still see Lawrence Fishburne. You know, I guess he playing Doc. You know, they painting his hair on and stuff like Doc hair painted on. So it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Yeah, they painting his hairline. You know that Doc had his hair, man. So I don't know. It's kind of funny, man. He got that Beijing going. So it's cool. Yeah, it's worth a look. It's cool. It's funny.
All right, my last topic for the roundtable discussion is it time for the Braves fans to panic?
Yeah, I think this season, man, that injury kind of took the win. I know they were able to rally around it last time when Acuna got hurt, but I think it's kind of hit them in the stomach, man. And I'm not sure that they recovered from it this year. You know, I just hope he comes back, you know, as strong as he was before. That's what I'm hoping anyway. But this is why, you know, and maybe he still, you know, maybe he still get his money, big homie. But this is why I was so against him signing that deal he signed. I just didn't think it was right. He was too good or too great of a baseball player. So, but we're talking about the Braves. We won't talk contract. I just think this year might be one we chalk up to, moving on to the future. You got maybe get Chris Sale on out of him. Maybe try to build your farm team. He still got some value. If you're not gonna sign Freed back, maybe try to dangle him some kind of way. I don't know, because you know when we talk to your man, to Bob, he's like, you know, don't sign him back. So I don't know. Maybe you start trying to look toward the future. You know, you still got some good pieces there, but maybe it's time to say this year is not going to be the year. But I was wrong last time. Remember, I told you they should have packed it in that year and they ended up winning the title. So, you know, what I'm saying is not gospel.
Yeah. You also had Ozuna on the trading block, and he turned out to be
Yeah, I didn't think you could do what he did and still be there. So I missed all
Yeah.
the way around on that for the Braves.
Yeah. Have you apologized to Ozuna yet?
Yeah, I apologize. I'm happy for him.
Oh, okay.
Anytime brother
I was
can get
just
away with that, but I ain't gonna say I don't want him to get away with what he did. But what he did, I ain't gonna, domestic violence is wrong. So I ain't gonna say that. I'm not saying I'm happy he got away with what happened, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me see what else I got here on our topic here. We talked NBA finals. We talked NBA talk. All right, let's jump back on this LeBron and Lakers thing. The draft is coming up in 2 or 3 weeks. The Lakers have a coach by then.
Yeah, I think he'll be JJ Redick. Yeah, I think
You
he'll
think
be the
so?
guy. Yeah, I think they swung and missed with Hurley, and I think that JJ is going to be the guy. Honestly, do. I'm not enamored with the decision, but I think that's what's going to happen.
And you think LeBron coming back, we go ignore
Yeah,
the fact that Rich Paul said that he's a free agent.
yeah. The thing, he'll be back as long as they tell him that they're going to draft Bronny. I think it's a package deal. I think
And you
that's a
good with it.
package deal. I'm
And you
not
good
good with
with it.
anything the Lakers do. I'm not good with anything the Lakers doing right now. Yeah, I told you that. I'm ready for all
Yeah.
this to be over. But I can't do anything about it. That's what's happening. Yeah, but I'm ready for that to end. I really am. I'm ready for this whole thing to be over.
So you ready for it to be over, big homie?
Yeah, Cuz is like that with the Clippers, and I'm like that with the Lakers. We need overhauls for sure. Dallas coming out making concerted effort to get to the rim.
Oh yeah, it is that time, and yeah, yeah, the game is on,
Yeah,
We got any scores yet?
9-2 Dallas is what I have. Lucas hit a 3. Kyrie has a layup. I think Luka has 5 points. Kyrie got 2, and I think Derrick Jones Jr. got a bucket on a steal.
All right. Let's
And
talk about this real quick. Something that we
9-2.
didn't talk about. Let's talk about something that we didn't talk about when it happened. And it keeps coming up, but Kobe Bryant parents selling his championship ring.
Yeah.
When you first heard about that, big homie.
Yeah, they had some weird dynamic with him in the later years or the last part of his life. Him and his family were kind of estranged. I don't know why. You heard some rumblings of why, but I can't speak on because I don't know. But they're selling his stuff. I guess it's a financial thing. They need the money. That would be the only reason or only thing I would think they would do it for. Nothing to be bitter about, but I don't think they do it malice thing, but I think they probably need the money.
Now, Kobe Bryant left his wife a billionaire. Is it her responsibility to reach out to them if they need money to kind of help them out?
Like I said, it depends on what type of relationship or dynamic they had while he was alive.
Coach said they need some spiritual counseling.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there was something that was going on between him and his family at the time. So I can't say, I don't think she has any obligation to take care of nothing but his family, his immediate family, his daughters and her. That's if he left it to her, he left it to her for a reason. So I that would be within her, in her heart, whether she wants to share the wealth and say.
So, this is the thing. Kobe Bryant dies. Unfortunately, he leaves here, and you mean to tell me he only left his wife something and not his parents and his sisters? I mean, I'm just asking.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You,
It was
you
something
said
that
you said it was a
he and
weird
the family had
dynamic.
fallen out about.
It is
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, something that happened. I don't know if they didn't accept her or it was something to do. They felt, she was not the person that he should have been with. I don't know, man. Family is some of the best and worst things that you can have in certain situations. So, you can't speak to it. A lot of people
Yeah,
are more close to their friends than they are their family. So I don't know,
yeah.
man. But apparently, like
That
I
is
said,
pretty weird though.
yeah, like I said, if he wasn't taking care of him in while he was on the earth, it's not her responsibility to take care of them in death unless that was his wishes.
And see, Dad said it's not her obligation, but oh, okay. Well, I mean, yeah. No doubt about it. I mean, the question is, why is his rings over his parents' house and not at his house?
I think I think they had those rings. I remember something to the effect, some kind of way they had ownership of them for some reason. I don't know why. I'd have to go back to when that was going on because I think something about the law or something they had rights to some of his valuables for some reason. And I think this was even before he died.
Yeah, this happened, but this happened while he was still here.
Right. So what it was,
The crazy,
I don't know, I can't recall, but something. The law is so, I don't know, it's so wishy. You never know what really constitute parts of the law. Some laws don't make sense. But in this respect, I think for some reason they had a way to keep that
Joy,
merchandise.
Joe and Pam Bryan sold the ring in 2013 for $173,000. The decision which hurt Kobe at the time is what I'm reading.
Yeah. But how they were able to sell it is the reason. That's I don't know how. I don't know if he had given the ring to them or something, and they
Oh, he
owned it.
said Kobe Bryant gifted the ring to the father, and the father sold it.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so but like I said, family man sometimes can be fickle, man.
That's the craziest thing. All right, Han, let's go ahead and have some fun. Let's go ahead and jump into our SRT fun bag, buddy. That way we can get off this soapbox about this. That explains a little. She knows that hurt being and she's still pissed about it. Yeah. So the wife could still be pissed about the selling of the ring. Could be true.
Probably so. Yeah,
Ain't no
I'm
doubt
pretty
about
sure he
that.
didn't care for that. Yeah, I'm
And
pretty
I
sure
guess
that
that was one way of him trying to make up with his family by gifting them a ring. I'm not
Well,
sure.
that probably was given back before things got bad. Because I can recall in the younger days they used to be at the games and stuff. Cheering them on and stuff. But that kind of waned later.
Yeah, were
So I
they
don't
even
know.
at it? Was they even at his last game when he scored
That's
6?
I don't know. I don't remember seeing him. Them showing anything in the stands or anything. All you saw was him walk out and always kiss his daughters and his wife. There was never any
I
salute to
just
his
would
dad
never
or mom.
understand. I would never, by losing both parents, I would never understand how you can continue that bad relationship. You got to fix it.
Yeah,
You just got to fix it, regardless of
yeah.
whatever.
You
All right, Big Comma, let's go ahead and have a little fun with this fun bag. Go ahead and give you a little music behind this one.
Talk to him.
All right, give me 1 second here. Ding. That's not the one I want. All right, we'll do that one. All right, first question, big hand, big homie. Which documentary was better? New Edition or The Temptations?
I enjoyed New Editions better, man. I mean, I
New
guess
Edition
the
was better.
Temptations was, yeah, because it was some, it was around. I lived through them growing up and whatever. So, to see the ins and outs of those time periods, I guess it was more entertaining for me. So I go with that one.
You going with New Edition?
Yeah,
I'm going with New Edition. I'm going with New Edition because that's what I grew up on. I didn't really grow up on The Temptations. I mean, I saw the documentary, but I mean, I really couldn't relate to it. I grew up on Running Bobby, Rick, and Mike. So I guess I'm playing favorites. Next question. Which franchise, in your opinion, is better? Bad Boys or Lethal Weapon?
I haven't seen the latest Bad Boy. I thought the one prior to this was kind of weak. The one Martin looked fat and out of shape and whatever. It wasn't that good to me. But I heard this one is good.
Yeah.
So
don't forget about Danny Glover and Mel Gibson now together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Those were great. I thought all those were good. So, like I said, this one, if this one is back to par from what I'm hearing, back on par, I might have to go Bad Boys though.
You going Bad Boys?
They say you going with the Temps.
Yeah, he going with the Temps. I'm going Bad Boys as well. Anytime you can slap somebody on national TV and come back and make money and be a star and be welcome into this, then you doing all right. So shout out to Will Smith.
For sure.
Next question. What is something about you in your childhood that most people don't know? There's a box office says Bad Boy.
Yeah, a lot of
I'm gonna repeat the question.
People don't know a lot of you.
What is something
okay,
about?
I this one. I didn't learn how to ride a bike to the 4th grade.
All right, didn't learn how to ride a bike to the 4th grade. All right, I'm gonna tell you something that most people don't know.
And
Even you don't know this. Yeah.
Talk to me.
Even you don't know this one. As a kid, I actually had a stuttering problem.
Okay.
Yeah, most people wouldn't know that.
All right.
Yeah, we're getting kind of therapeutic around here, ain't we?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt about
right.
it.
Coach said I'm claustrophobic and don't like to fly. All right, Coach. Most people don't know that, huh? All right, next question.
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna love this one. I don't even know why I'm asking you this. I already know your answer. Which concert are you going to? Kim, Sade versus Alicia Keys and Tyrese.
I'm going to see Sade, man. I'll probably be late. I'm going to see Sade.
I feel you on that. I'm going to see Sade and Kim myself. Yeah, so I'm going to see Sade.
Yeah, I'll get to the last part, Kim. Sade, I'm getting there. I'm getting there for Sade.
Getting there for Sade?
Yeah.
Yep. Kim and Sade there said he going to see Kim and Sade. Yes, sir. All right, Big Home, I got a fill in the blank for you.
Talk to him.
Let's see. If it's more than blank hours driving there, then I'm gonna take the plane.
6.
You can go 6 hours driving. You can go 6.
I can do 6. Yeah, I can do 6.
It's 4 for me. If it's more than 4 hours,
that's it.
We got 4 hours, and I'm taking the plane. I can't do no more than that. Look at Coach. He said he taking Sade and Kim. Tyrese might start crying. Oh my goodness.
You know he gonna start crying.
Yeah. All right. All you can eat seafood or all you can eat soul food. Which one you take?
Well, you know me. I'm going seafood. Definitely now when I don't eat any meat or nothing like that. So it's gotta be seafood for me.
Gotta be seafood. Yes, sir. I'm going seafood as well. I love collard greens. I love ribs, but I'm going seafood. Yeah. What if Big Easy was all you can eat?
Oh,
Would you hurt yourself? Would you hurt yourself?
Yeah, I'd be there. Yes, sir. Without a doubt.
You know, I'm gonna propose this that they need to have all you can eat at least one day out the week.
Yeah, you let me know what day it is.
All right, I got two more questions. What is something that you have done or said that would have got your black card revoked? Or should I say, what is something that you have done that would have got you uninvited to the barbecue, the cookout?
Probably that I was watching Riverdale about 2 seasons. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. I'm pretty sure it's something else that would probably put me in jeopardy also.
Mine is I'm pretty much addicted to Lifetime Network now.
Oh yeah, you might not even be able to bring the tater salad.
Yeah, I'm on that Lifetime Network for sure, bro. I'm just saying.
Hey.
Yeah. All right, my last question of the night is give me a man law so we can add to the man law list.
All right.
Give me a man law that we can add to the man law list.
Never wear another man's underwear.
Damn. That's strong, that hand.
Yeah, I mean, you might spend the night over your partner's house or whatever. You might not have no drawers, but I don't care if you don't wash them. I just can't really wear your drawers.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with
man law.
A man should never wear a fanny pack.
Yeah, I ain't doing that either.
All right, give me the update on the game. What we got?
25-19, I think the last I saw of it. Tatum got a couple of threes. Kyrie's hit a he's aggressive. Tatum looked like he's scoring a little bit, so the threes aren't really far. Tatum's threes are going right now, so pretty upbeat. Dallas coming out, hitting them with a big punch. Also like they just found their footing a little bit. So looks like an entertaining game. And like I said, with the bigs being in the game, this helps Dallas because Boston already went to their bench for a big. The big dude that used to play at Memphis. Can't think his name.
Yeah,
but the one had that funny haircut, he cut his hair down.
Cheers.
Yeah, him. Yeah, he's
yeah.
Whatever
I see Kyrie and Luka got 9 apiece already.
Yeah, they scoring. Like I said, they scoring and Tatum is scoring. So
okay, just like you predict. All right, man, we're gonna give our shout outs, man. My shout out is to you, big homie. I appreciate you still coming through for me. Shout out to everybody who continue to follow and support the SRT crew. Shout out to Miss T out in Dallas. She came through and supported the SRT crew tonight, man. Shout out to T. And shout out to Pop's birthday is tomorrow, so make sure y'all check on me tomorrow. R.I.P. Pop's birthday is tomorrow. Yes, sir. He will have been 72 years young tomorrow.
That's what
he would have been.
Homie.
Yes,
sir.
So that's all I got, big homie. What you got?
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, man, for us holding this thing down. Shout out to all the the tenants, man, who tune in and keep the show popping. Keep us on our toes, coming back with whether they disagree. I like when they disagree with us. It provides dialogue. So don't feel like
Absolutely.
whatever you say is not heard. So we need to hear it. It's all good. Just keep that coming, man. Let's keep this thing moving.
There it is. Yes, sir. We appreciate that, man. And as always, man, the tenants holding us down. We appreciate it. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, like, be a subscriber. Go to SRT Sports Talk Radio. 2705 is the SRT channel. Make sure you go to the channel and subscribe. And I got to call D. Will after the show, after the game tonight. He said he had a rough week, so I'm going to call and check on him and make sure he good.
Okay.
Yep. With that being said, big homie, let's go ahead and get up out of here. I'm finna go and watch the game.
Boogie. I'm headed home, baby.
This your main man. This your main man, H.O. from Bankhead. R.I.P. Moms and Pop. R.I.P. BC. And if you love the show,
tell a friend.
And if you didn't,
y'all should have kept Kaden Clark on the team. Peace.
All right, we out. Peace.